Do you want to play a guessing game?
I've been making up games lately. Apparently, I'm quite good at it. But yeah, guessing game.
I reckon me and you could create a board game.
Oh, I was thinking the same thing.
There'd be a photo of us on the front of the paper. New board game takes off. More popular in the new Trivial Pursuit.
Yep.
I don't know what the board game is, but anyway.
Why did you say
somehow related, the board game. Anyway, guessing game. Okay, so I'm in the chemist, right? What am I getting? No, that's not the guessing game.
Not a bad guessing game, though.
Yeah, what's my
I reckon
prescription?
you're probably,
what's my prescription?
I reckon
you know what my prescription is?
Oh, blood pressure.
Yeah, I was getting my blood pressure tablets.
And maybe an ointment for a bit of a rash that you've got. Somewhere on your feet, maybe, or
I got to say, I was there one day and a guy got Viagra.
And they announced it?
No, but the chemist put it down. There's your prescription, Con. And he was like an old Greek guy. I'm thinking, wow. He'd be like 80 getting Viagra.
You've got to have a heart test to take Viagra.
Yeah.
How do I know that?
We've spoken about Viagra before. It's a very funny episode where we speak to someone anonymously.
Oh, yes.
About Viagra.
Yeah.
He sounded a lot like...
What did he sound like?
Like Husey.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I'm getting my blood pressure tablets. And I'm talking to Linda, who's the regular chemist woman.
Yep.
And she said, I'm going to go see you in the comedy festival. We're thinking of going in Easter on Good Friday.
Yep.
And I said, yeah, come on, Good Friday. I said, I don't really care about Jesus. And then a voice behind me said, Dave, you should really care about Jesus.
Oh, yeah. And look.
Who was it?
Who was it?
Yeah, it's a guessing game. Who was it? Someone you know, someone famous.
Someone lives in the area.
Yeah, they've moved here, actually.
Rod Quantock.
No. But you're kind of in the right ballpark.
Denise Scott.
No. Actually younger than those guys, but similar kind of vein.
Similar vein. Comedian.
Comedian. Yeah.
Comedian. So therefore it wasn't being truthful.
No, they're mucking around.
Even
though I think they do go to church occasionally.
Well, no.
Then they've got a bit of that. You would look at them and go,
are you...
they could go to church. Because they're clean cut. There's another clue for you. Clean cut comedian. So
famous.
Famous.
Really famous? Or famous? Or just a bit?
Very famous in Melbourne in particular.
God, this is
because they're on a Melbourne thing. They're very Melbourne.
So,
but they do... Anyway.
Jamoan.
No.
Because you would say...
As if he'd go to church.
Well, he's Irish. Of course he...
Yeah, he could, I suppose.
Of course he would.
Church,
that would be in his ballpark. Bob Franklin.
No. I don't actually know if you know him, but you know who he is. He's younger generation to
Joel...
Creasy?
Yes.
I think Joel Creasy's going to church.
Now, I'm just going for names I know rather than people who live in the area.
Do you want a clue?
Yeah. Ugly Dave Gray.
Ugly Dave Gray. I was in the hospital and I said, is that a friend or an enema? That's his great joke. No, okay, it's a young person. In fact, I know how old they are. But they look 30, but they're 39. Because I asked them how old he was. So it's a man, he's on radio every day. He's on radio every day in Melbourne. Come on. Anyway. Do you want any more clues?
People are yelling at the podcast speaker going, Glenn, you're an idiot. And I agree.
Do you want me to narrow it down?
Yeah. Give me a first letter.
S.
Sam Pang.
You're so close. Sammy J. You know Sammy J, don't you?
I know Sammy J. I would never have guessed Sammy J.
No, because he's kind of out of our world. Whereas Sam Pang, we know Sam Pang. We hang out. Yeah, so Sammy J was in the chemist.
Sammy J is known.
He does
to
ABC,
Australia,
ABC radio.
Only in Melbourne.
Yeah.
And what is he known for around the country?
He was doing those skits on the ABC at night. Replaced John Clark and Brian Dorr.
Yes.
And then he also was involved with Randy the Puppet, the Purple Puppet.
Yes.
So I think a lot ABC listeners would know him and watchers would know Sammy J.
But not people in the state wouldn't know him.
Yeah, he's on TV.
Okay. Yeah. Would you?
It's a big cult following.
Does he listen?
To this podcast?
Yeah, of course he does.
I wouldn't think so. He's pretty busy. He's got 2 kids. He's doing breakfast radio.
Early. Okay. I would never have guessed him.
No, okay.
Anyway, but
you would look at him and think he could be a Christian, though, wouldn't you?
Yes.
Because he's not like boozing and smoking and
a pretty good line, and he is very funny.
He's great
and very smart,
and he's great on the radio.
Yeah,
Sammy J.
Well, it should have been you, but anyway, fair enough. Is that all that happened? Did you take up a conversation in the chemist? What was he getting? What drug was he getting?
I didn't want to have a look. He's getting some.
You know what I don't like when you have to tell the girl who's about 18 what you're getting.
Yeah. Oh, I don't mind it because it's just blood pressure. If it's something more embarrassing, though.
Yeah, I don't know. Do you reckon they know what because drugs have funny names? Do you reckon they know what the drugs are?
Yeah, I reckon they do.
I mean, of course, the pharmacist does, but the girls who work there, you reckon they know too?
Yeah. Yeah, they'd learn it because it would only take a couple of months to learn it. You'd hear it so often.
Taltrixicon. I mean, what would that be? Maybe Taltrixicon. I'm making that up.
But obviously, you know the big ones, the embarrassing ones like Viagra.
Viagra.
You know, and there must be creams for down there. You know, like.
Yeah, I get it. But they don't know it's down there though. But I guess there's only
heat rash cream.
There's a fungal one.
There is a fungal one. Yeah.
Yeah, it's very good.
Mm.
Yeah, and So
Bill Burr has a very good routine about how they've actually created a vaccine. You get a vaccine. He goes when people are against vaccines got rid of genital warts. Because one of the vaccines you get now is the one that gets rid of genital warts.
Yeah. Hang on a second.
Yeah, you get when you're a baby or whatever, you get it, or you're a teenager, you get this vaccine now that gets rid of genital warts.
So it's not like you've got warts.
No, you don't have to get warts to get it. It just prevents them.
So you'll never get them.
He said these idiots that are criticising vaccines, he says, they stopped you idiots from getting genital warts. Come on.
Okay, well, let's have a look at this. What's this? Is that a wart?
I don't know. Let's show the chemist. Anyway, it's always good to run into someone down the street.
Well, you know, it's always good. I see people down in Barton. I see some.
I've seen Sam Pang, though. Sometimes he cuts through my neighbourhood when he used to go home from the radio. Instead of going on the main roads, he cuts through my neighbourhood.
Did he toot his horn?
Yeah, and I just give him the finger.
Of course you do. Yeah.
Who have you seen in Brighton? Well, surely like Rhonda Birchmore or
some of the
Daryl or
the sort of people that do Getaway.
Yes. Just some sort of blonde model sort of type. Good
looking, confident.
Yeah, Jules Lund or someone.
Yeah,
I know that guy, but I don't really know him.
Yeah. And, you know, if I see them, we nod at each other knowingly, but don't really say anything to each other.
I do, yeah, that kind of secret TV.
Yeah.
We get a lot of old musicians around here.
Of course you do.
Yeah, so you go to the school parent-teacher night.
Yeah.
When the kids are in high school, and you're like, oh my God.
Weren't you somebody?
Yeah, that guy was in the Triffids, or that's that guy from that, that band.
And they're just old. They're just old people.
They're
now.
old guys.
Old guys, just.
But they still carry themselves a certain way.
What are they? Is it the way you cut your hair? The way you
the way they look.
Yeah,
the clothes they wear.
There's some people who are just classic rock and roll, and they carry the demeanour. But there are some who put it on when they're on stage.
That's true.
You know,
it's true.
Anyway, so
still love rock and roll. Anyway,
yeah. Do you need anything else from the chemist?
No.
No. Yeah, I'm just trying to think. I go.
Do you go to the same chemist?
Well, I have. Was it chemist of the day? I go through periods where I like the people, and I just go there all the time because I get to know them. Until they, you know, they.
Do you go to those chemist warehouse? They're too. I find them too big and impersonal.
I find it a bit. Yeah, it's a bit. I don't know. It's a little bit like a factory. But
yes.
Yeah. So I pulled back. I used to go to Chemist Warehouse, but now I'm going to one down the road that is open 7 days a week till 10 o'clock.
Oh, perfect.
And you know when to go? Go about 9 o'clock at night.
Oh.
Yeah, because it's just, you know, wink, wink. You know.
Yeah.
You know, let's not tell me about this drug that I'm getting, and you feel good and you park out the front.
Yeah,
and you're in there, and you've got your
not your Viagra, your other stuff, other stuff,
and you're all set to go, and no problem at all. And then I have a bit of a browse. I like to have a bit of a browse, just check the soaps.
I like the pamphlets. I was waiting for a prescription the other day, and they got pamphlets.
I hate the pamphlets.
Gonorrhea, syphilis. Jesus.
Have we talked about this before?
I think we talked about it the other day, but those pamphlets are full on.
They're full on.
I know, yeah, we talked about the doctor's surgery.
Here's all the things that make you die.
Yeah, we've got cancer over there. Yeah, we've got
terminal. You get the
there's M&D. There's
terminal
Alzheimer's.
Pamphlets. Where are they? What about?
Yeah.
Flu.
Can you pick away which way to die? Oh.
Anyway,
I think I hear the music. Anyway, we're being wound up.
Yeah,
wound up by Sam.
Welcome to Somehow Related Now. Please welcome your hosts Glenn Robbins and Dave O'Neill.
Okay, so welcome to the podcast. We get two.
Welcome to the podcast.
Topics, and you got to work out how they're related.
Yep. and we say that every time, but it is the journey that we go on. It's like we're climbing a bridge.
It's like any episode of Australian Idol. People are always on journeys. You know,
but when you get to the other side, not only will you have been informed, hopefully entertained, maybe you've laughed, maybe you've cried. Do you think we've ever made people cry?
Maybe you've itched that rash.
Maybe you've itched that rash. So when you go down the other side and you go on with your life, you go, I'm better for have listened to that over the past half an hour.
Yeah, and hello to people listening in their cars or on a commute or wherever you're listening.
I find that if I'm in heavy traffic, I need to because I'm thinking more about the traffic than I am the podcast. So on a straight road, podcast great. I mean, you just did a 3-hour trip to
Baruga Sporties.
Yeah,
gee, that was good fun. So it was the New South Wales Club Managers Conference. So these are all guys, men and women that manage RSLs and clubs.
They've seen a lot in their time.
As I said, my first words were, gee, it's good to see you don't discriminate against fat blokes up here. There's a lot of big boys.
And they would have been up for a good time.
They were great. Yeah, they were awesome. Yeah. I said to this guy, where are you from? He said, I'm from Euston. I said, isn't that on the Monopoly board?
Well,
anyway.
I met someone on the... I better not tell that joke. No, I won't say that.
Go on, tell us.
No.
What?
Well, no, it's a story that I heard. When someone met someone at a pub.
What happened?
At a golf event. He said, what are you? And he says, I'm a merchant banker. And he said, I'm a merchant banker too. And the guy goes, which one do you work for? He goes, my own.
Oh, yeah. That's Malcolm Turnbull started his own bank.
Yeah.
So.
Wow, imagine having you.
That's a real, what is it? A real topper, isn't it?
Yeah. I don't know whether they were his words, but if you had a merchant bank, what would you call it? Would you call it Integrity or Ulysses or
Rip-Off?
Would you call it
Bad Investment?
Would you call it Big Dave's? Big Dave's Merchant Bank.
O'Neill. No, you want something semi-serious. O'Neill Robbins. But see, that sounds like a
something and
ice
something.
cream
Yeah,
place.
it's funny, isn't it? Something and something. O'Neill. I think O'Neill.
O'Neill Investments.
O'Neill Investments. That sounds good.
Integrity.
Strength.
I think you call yourself something that you're not. Not dodgy.
So what happens is Sam, our friend, who is currently, I don't know whether she's been out there researching. She has a pile of them in front of her, and she points at one, and then she gives us the two topics that are related. So Sam,
we don't know how they are.
Please, what is today's two topics?
Jack Nicholson and nudity.
Two of my favourite things.
When was the last time you were nude?
Well, this morning in the shower. I have to say, nudity is something when you're younger that you embrace a bit more. You're more nude. As you get older, you get nude less. I find this myself. And I always found when I had little kids, for that sort of 10 minutes when I was nude, they always opened the door and said there was a man at the door with something. Honestly, if there was someone coming over, the door would open, I'd be in the nude. Dad, the man's here to fix the heater. I'm like, oh, yeah, great. For the 10 minutes that I'm nude a day, but as I've got older, I was sort of in the nude the other day, and my partner was there, and she said, "Oh, I missed the boobs."
Is that fair?
Oh yeah, I've got to lose weight. So, but you're more of a fan of the nudity, aren't you, than me?
Well,
you like to get your
know
gear
what
off.
I'm a fan of? Comedically, I'm a fan of the worst thing that could happen at that point. So,
no, I just mean when I've been on holidays with you, you just turn around sometimes and you're nude.
Well, that is true. That is true.
I
was at a golf thing the other day, and I said to all the other guys, because we were watching the final of the other guys who got into the final, I said, I'm going to streak. And I had a desire to streak.
Did you?
No, because I didn't.
I remember years ago when I was working on Nova, and me and Kate got in the car and drove off, and we passed you. And you were walking along with your arse out of your jeans. Is that one of your old tricks, just to walk with your bum out of your jeans?
So you just do a moon.
You're mooning, but you're sort of walking.
I see. So you pull them down and keep on walking. That's pretty funny. So you don't know that you don't know that it's happening. I know. You know, I reckon the ultimate is.
Well, you know, Kate would love it. She loved it.
The ultimate is passing a car. I mean, even I know it's old school.
Yeah.
Passing another car, and what do you pressed ham? Is that what you call it?
Yeah, I mean, Kate also did a thing on radio where we had a bus where she got listeners and the producer to lift up their tops at cars. They had a boob bus or something it was called.
So
could you do that now?
Yeah, well, it's your own choice. So hang on. So a whole lot of women got into a bus
Yeah.
and drove around
Yeah.
and flashed people
Yeah.
with their breasts
Yeah.
and their bums and their penis.
Just there, no, there were no penises. I
I got flashed on the beach the other day by a woman.
What?
She flashed me. I was down the beach.
Which beach is this? Let me write it down.
I couldn't. And then.
But was it on purpose?
Yes. And then 2 days later, she showed a bum at me. Now, I'm sorry, but I could not do that.
No, you cannot do that.
A man cannot show his.
No, you can't. Because isn't it funny if a woman lifts up to the top?
It's funny.
It's funny, or it's
sexy.
But if a bloke, no, they're in court the next day.
The penis has power.
No, you can't. I mean, I remember doing a gig in Geelong at Warm Ponds, and me and Peter Hallier got in the car, and we would drive around the car park, and this guy said, "Hey, boys!" And then he dropped his pants. It's like
front on or behind?
Front on.
And what did he do?
He just stood there. It's like, mate, we don't need to see that. But you know what? That area is a bit ugly. You know what I mean? It's not great, is it?
On a man?
On a man. It's like dried fruits, like.
Either. Let's be fair, yeah. Both aren't great looking. When whoever created the universe and all of it, when he got to that, as I said before, when he got to that part, I reckon he was late for an appointment.
Oh, just went, hey, that'll do. That'll do.
That'll do. There's one. See that one there? That one fits into that one there. And that'll do. Yeah. You don't want to make it look too attractive because otherwise I'll be flushing it around everywhere. So, but what I was going to tell you was I remember on the panel we showed a guy doing a brown eye out the window at the Trots, and there was a road outside the track, and you could drive a car at the same speed as the leading trotters, and it was fantastic. He bared his ass in the background, and they're coming around. They're likely ladders up. Well, there's someone doing a brown eye out the window.
Fantastic.
This is fantastic.
Oh, they're always funny.
Yeah.
And I prefer brown eye to mooning. That's the American term, isn't it?
Well, moon. Yeah, brown eyes. Yeah,
it's very Aussie. Brown
and then
eye.
I got
chuck a brown eye, mate. Chuck a brown eye.
I don't. I mean, this is the topic we've been given here, so I only talk about this in terms of the topic. I was famous for the Optima 6 story. You know that story.
What?
I was playing golf and I was out of the hole, meaning I was not in the match, but the other three guys were. They were putting out. I went over into the trees, pulled my pants down, put a golf ball in the cheeks of my ass and leant out to them as they walked off the green, put my head round to the side and said, "Has anyone seen an Optima 6?" And it was stuck in my ass. It's gone into
classic.
It's got classic. They fell over. They laughed so much, but now it's gone into folklore.
Yeah.
It's kind of like this thing where you say Optima 6 to someone, they go, "Oh my god," because Optima 6 is a golf ball, of course.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, how juvenile, but how quite funny.
How funny.
Really. Bare bums, even bare bums on kids are funny.
Oh, they are funny. How funny is it, though, that golf balls are called something like a spaceship, Optimus 6?
Oh, I know. Of course it is. Of
What?
course. It's big men hitting and big
Little
balls. So it has to have a name that, like, Tateless.
Yeah, nudity is funny. Nudity is funny.
So you've been to a nude beach?
Yeah, no. Yeah,
No,
accidentally. Accidentally, I think. There's one in Noosa, isn't there?
One in Noosa. I've told the story before.
one in down
Selena and
Morning.
we got halfway up. We thought there's nobody around. And we went, let's just go in the nude. So we took all our clothes off, put them in a pile on the beach. And there was no one else on the beach.
No.
And then we go and we get in the water and a nudist walks up, right? And he's completely nude, but he's wearing a backpack,
And?
a pair of thongs,
And eating?
an apple.
Eating an apple. They're always eating an apple.
And as I've said before, if you're going to be in the nude, don't eat an apple. It does not look right. Anyway, he stood there with his apple in his backpack and just stood next to our clothes and made me feel really creepy.
Yeah, that's a bit weird.
And then there was a time that over in Western Australia where I went for a nude swim with Selena and I got stung on the penis by a stinging jellyfish.
Yeah, that story's
Yeah.
oof.
God,
God, you got to be careful.
Yep. Okay, let's take it away from us. Famous movies with famous nude scenes. I mean, there's been a lot of nude scenes, but there's lots of famous ones, isn't there? What about Last Tango in Paris?
Oh, yeah. Mrs. Robinson, was she nude? No, she wasn't nude.
She's put a foot up on the table. Fatal Attraction.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Porky's,
Animal House, all those sort of
Eyes
movies.
Wide Shut.
Oh, yes. Nicole and Tom.
Did Tom go frontal on that? Did we see Tom's?
Did we see
Tom's
Nicole
cruise?
was fully nude, though.
Nicole was
see Tom's
full,
cruise.
full.
She was fully nude.
Was she full frontal, fully nude?
Yeah, she was.
It's quite shocking, isn't it? You go
when you see it, like, oh God.
Yeah, I wonder. They would have to have it. We'd have to negotiate that with them.
Well, these days they have an intimacy coach.
That's right. Yeah, I know. A friend of mine does it. Michaela Bannis she's an intimacy.
Is she?
Director, coordinator.
Oh, wow. She'd be good at it because she would have been through it herself maybe at some point in her career.
So I think she does it for TV shows and for stage. So she comes in when Glenn will place his hand on your left buttock, Dave. How do you feel about that?
I did Carols by Candlelight with her and she did exactly the same thing. She asked me about anyway.
They would have it. Now you're safe but having said that, I reckon nudes and love scenes would be the hardest thing to do.
Be awkward, wouldn't it?
Be awkward because you have to. You've got to be vulnerable to show what your style is.
What about when nudes started turning up on TV? Number 96.
I remember I was in Form 5, and you would turn up the next day at school, and it was you couldn't believe what you were seeing because back then, no
internet.
The only thing we had was
Playboy.
Number 96. National Geographic and Playboy.
But then to get a Playboy was kind of... You normally found it by the railway line, didn't you? Ripped up. Or Dad had some in the wardrobe.
Well, there was some... Yeah, we had some under the house. My brother's, actually. And it was a bit spooky because you had to go into the...
My mum works in a newsagent. She used to bring them home for us.
Why?
My wife finds very disturbing. Why? I don't know. So she'd bring home, like, Women's Weekly, Australia Post. Oh, there's a Playboy for you.
And you were big on the Women's Weekly, of course, because you love a knitting pattern.
I love a recipe. My brothers, you have that. You have the Playboy. Don't worry about me. I'll be right.
What about nudity in classic art?
Oh yeah, like statues and stuff.
David, have you seen David?
Yeah. Where is that? That's somewhere. I've seen David.
It's in Rome, is it? No,
yeah, it must be in Rome.
And it's really big. I mean, the statue.
Yeah, but his thing isn't that big.
Isn't it? It's not that big.
It's realistic, I'd say.
It might have been. If you're standing there nude posing for it, it would have been
some shrinkage.
Cold day. And you get shrinkage through nerves as well. It's like a turtle that goes back in because it's scared of what might happen.
But you've been nude on TV, haven't you?
Russell Coit, we used to do that. We used to do nude a fair bit.
Yeah.
And it wasn't bad because we were in warm areas.
Yeah, true.
And so walking around in the nude up in Northern Territory feels fantastic.
Why did he get in a nude? Was it an accident in the show or did he just like it?
His pants would often fall down. He'd have a shower and the thing would fall down, or
I'm laughing
the
already.
clothesline would fall down.
I'm laughing already.
Yeah, but as I said before, it's what's the worst thing that could happen? He's behind a clothesline got his wet clothes on there because he fell in the river, and the clothesline falls down, and some girl guides walk past.
Yeah.
And nowadays we couldn't do that because you've got young girls and
no way.
But I used to and I think I've told this before, but they would give me a intimacy pad. What do you call it? Something like that. A flap.
I had a pouch.
Oh, that's right. It's a pouch.
Yeah, I had a pouch. It had a drawstring on it.
All I've got to say is whoever modeled for the pouch is fairly impressive.
Yeah.
Because I was, on a,
My pouch fell off. So.
Yeah, well.
When I was on the Adam Hill show in the backyard, dancing around naked under the sprinkler with nachos.
It's not fair.
Yeah.
But I used to draw a line on the ground. I would say no one can be behind this line.
Really?
Well, it's just because then you knew what you were dealing with as far as your bits being.
Once you got your gear off, did you notice about 10 extra people just turned up?
Well, there was always. I used to say to the female producer, and this is true, you can ask Susanna Mott, I used to say, was there any stem action? Meaning, did the line... if I was standing behind her, did it drop too low that you could see the top of the penis?
Stem action.
And then another time on Have You Been Paying Attention, I did a video for them, which was because I like to do cold plunging, so I videoed it. And then I sent the video in, then I realised it was the full deal, jumping and getting in and out of the pool.
Oh.
They had to do a blurry
Pixelated.
Pixelate.
Yeah.
And they had to really pixelate. Well,
Oh, yeah.
a lot of
pixelation going on there. Well, we should do Jack Nicholson. We've talked about nudity for a long time.
Okay. Well, maybe it's something that,
we're interested in.
Jack Nicholson, when people say to you, well, it's obvious who's your favourite actor? I always say Jack Nicholson.
Really?
I love him. I love him because...
I say Steve Guttenberg, but whatever.
Steve Guttenberg?
He's in Police Academy. It's a joke.
Oh. Is he something gullible?
Okay, so Easy Rider? He was in Easy Rider?
Easy Rider.
As Good as it gets. That's a great movie.
One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest.
Oh, he's great in that.
Yeah, won Academy. Won a lot of Academy.
Tell you what, though, his best movie for me is About Schmidt. Have you seen About Schmidt?
I only watched it the other day.
Oh, that was my mother-in-law's favourite movie. That is so funny, that movie.
It's a wonderful movie. It's about a guy who... Retired, and his...
Wife's having an affair. Yeah. You can say it, yeah.
And then
the wife dies.
The wife dies. So then he
drives around America in a caravan.
Goes to meet his daughter, and his daughter doesn't really want him to come.
Yes.
And it's who he meets on the way, and he finds himself, and he learns about love again. Is that what?
Yeah, and he's writing to his sponsor child, Diarumbuko.
Oh, that's right.
It's a very funny movie.
He gets in the spa with. She does a nude scene. Maybe that's what the linkage is. What's her name? The girl who.
Oh, it's not Roseanne Barr.
No,
she's an actress.
Yep.
Oh, sorry, Ross. We're having a noble moment. Yeah. Oh, well, that's Sam. Sam, who is it?
Kathy Bates.
Thanks, Sam.
Kathy Bates. I thought it was someone else, actually. But anyway,
Yeah, she's a wonderful actress. She was in that other one with that other guy that I'm not...
Misery.
Yes, where she...
Misery.
Oh, fantastic. But she gets nude in that, and he was quite shocked.
As Good as It Gets.
Great film.
You Make Me Want to Be a Better Man.
Chinatown.
And is he doing anything now?
No, he's retired.
So he's actually retired.
I did Peter Hillier's
podcast,
and he knew a lot of it. He knows a lot of stuff, Peter Hillier.
Big movie buff.
He knows a lot of stuff. So if you ever go on that show, buff up, because he brings a plate, which is good because it saved me. I do know some things from being on Pete's show. I knew that he wasn't brought up by his parents. He's brought up by his grandparents. But he didn't know that. He didn't know.
He just thought, gee, my parents are old. Call me granddad. It's a bit weird, Dad.
That he was a writer before he was a...
Didn't know that.
Yeah. You know what? You know why I'm such a good actor?
A Few Good Men.
Because I'm a writer, Dave. I write. I know what a good scene has. That's me doing Jack Nicholson.
I know. You're not too bad.
Yeah, that's right, Dave.
He was in one of the Batman movies, wasn't he?
He was Batman, wasn't he? He was he was a Joker. Yeah. Fantastic actor, I think.
I can't believe he's retired.
Why do I like him? I like him because he has a sense of mischief.
Yes.
He has strength. He's a vulnerability with courage combined, I think. Is that the right word? I mean, in Cuckoo's Nest, he was just brilliant.
He's just good.
He's just good.
He's just good.
Do you reckon he'd be a good bloke? I reckon he'd be a good bloke.
I reckon he'd be good.
I reckon he'd be all right.
He'd have a bit of I think he'd pause. I reckon he'd pause a lot, and when he'd say something,
considered,
it would mean something. Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
yeah.
I like it. I've looked up interviews, and he's never been on a talk show.
He doesn't do any of that stuff.
Doesn't do any of it. Even to promote films, he's his own man. He says, "I'm not going to do it." So
fair enough. Yeah, you don't see him on anything.
And he's done interviews like for the big magazines, and they're good to read if you want to learn about him. But very reclusive. And I think he's been married. He's got 5 kids, but I think he's single now.
Psycho?
I don't know. He could be.
No, was he in Psycho? What's the one where he's got the knife? That's Psycho. He's in Psycho, isn't he?
No.
Who's that?
That's China. That's
What's it? The Shining.
Oh, yes.
Is it The Shining? I'm thinking of.
Shining. Yeah.
Okay, right.
Yeah, great film.
Right.
Directed by
Hitchcock?
No, the big guy.
Oh, not who end up in France. Not
the guy that was.
Wow, having a real noble moment. The guy that got charged and stuff. Sam, who directed The Shining?
You're thinking of Stanley Kubrick.
Oh, Stanley Kubrick.
Oh, you know what?
We were just talking. Thanks, Sam. We were just talking about that Nicole Kidman movie. He directed that, didn't he? That was Kubrick. That was Kubrick.
Yeah,
it was Kubrick.
Is he the guy that does like 50 takes or something?
Yes.
Over and over.
Yeah, so he made
and over.
Nicole Kidman walk through the doorway 50 times. I think she was in the nude. Anyway, that's probably why. Dirty old bugger.
Has he ever won an Academy Award? I reckon he probably did for Cuckoo's Nest.
Surely.
What are the classic scenes from that movie? put your hand. We want to watch the World Series.
Well, when the
Here,
Chief...
let's vote. Vote for the world. Who would put your hand in the air, Martino?
Isn't it funny? I learned about those movies from reading Mad Magazine because I probably wasn't allowed to see it, but they did a parody of it. And then when I saw it, because I knew that the Chief pulled up the drink fountain and threw it through the window and ran out.
Well, yeah, very poignant moment in film, right? Because what can we do spoiler alert?
Yeah, well, it's an old film.
Well, what happens is Jack Nicholson, forget the character's name, ends up getting shock treatment.
Yeah,
to the point of
therapy.
That he was
a vegetable kind of?
Yes. And the Chief puts him out of his misery.
That's right. And then throws the thing out the window.
And then wants to escape. And the only thing is the water fountain, which is made of marble, and throws it out the window. And I think the final scenes with him running, he runs out. But there's beautiful stuff in that scene with the kid with the stutter who had sex with the girl in the room when they brought the girls back to the place, and he stopped stuttering.
Oh,
yeah, it's just then
watch it again.
Then they reprimanded him. Oh, so sad. Then he starts stuttering again.
Oh.
What a whole, And then when they all went out fishing, and they all pretended they were doctors. Look, if you haven't seen When I Flew Over the Cuckoo's,
is this the one you did on Peter Hellier's show?
Yes.
Right. That's why it's so recent for you.
Yeah. But yeah.
Well, let's have a guess. Oh no, we need thinking music.
Yes, we've got to have thinking music. So
could be Jack Nicholson.
Could we do? How about you and I recreate? I'll be Tom Cruise.
I'll be Nicole.
Yeah.
Do you want me to get my gear off
no,
right now?
I wasn't suggesting that. No.
Baby's done a bad thing. That was the music.
We could do Few Good Men. You can handle the truth.
You know what? We've played that before.
No, I thought we could act it out. We played. No, you're right. Okay, we played that.
You stand on the wire every day, whatever.
We played that.
No,
before.
let's do a make believe. All right, we love a bit of make believe here. Let's
at a nude beach.
Nude beach. No, you know what? You know what fascinates me is nudist colonies. Because I met a musician. I did Specs with him. Did I do Specs and Specs with him? And his parents ran a nude colony up on the Murray. And he said when he would bring a girl home, they'd have to,
What?
When he bought his girlfriends, when in his 20s, when he would bring a new girlfriend home, they'd have to get their gear off. Come and meet mum and dad.
Oh, hang on. But they were applying the theory at the house.
No, they lived.
On a nudist colony.
Yeah, well, it's like a caravan park.
How do you say that word?
The nudist colony.
Colony.
Okay. It's like a caravan park. So
once you're in there, clothes are off. Surely they must have, a personal choice.
Huh?
I mean, surely the bloke who comes. What about the guys delivering the Amazon the Amazon package?
Although the plumber turns up. All right, get your gear off.
Yeah.
No, it's a bit of a health and safety issue. I'll get my tackle out, get caught in the wires. What about the guy who
invented
the nudist colony, but he needs to go and get funding from the bank manager? That would be.
Oh, okay. So he has to describe what he's going to do.
All right, we'll do that. Here we go. Oh, well, thanks for seeing me today. What's Neil?
What's my name?
You're Neil, the bank manager. And
it's written on my.
Neil Smith, and I'm Philip.
And what can I do for you today? I am the loans manager, and we like to do loans to change people's life, for houses, for cars, for holidays. If you wanted to buy yourself a new, what period are we in again? A new horse 70s. And cart. In the
early
70s.
I don't think we're that. Maybe late 60s. Well, Neil, I have an idea, and I want to get a loan for it. It's a resort.
What a wonderful
holiday
thing.
resort.
A holiday. What a wonderful
on the river.
Money for. This is what the banks are made all about. Giving money so people can enjoy life. And we would love to give you a large amount of money for you to set up your resort because people love to go to resorts. It's a sure bet.
Okay, so it's going to be resort.
What sort of things?
Well, you do tennis.
Tennis, fantastic.
Badminton.
Swimming pool?
There's a lot of water, a lot of swimming pool.
Yeah. Volleyball?
There's volleyball.
What about one of those big outdoor chess?
Outdoor chess.
Yeah.
We have a river. There'll be some paddling.
Yeah. Is it so where you can go and sit down and eat your lunch?
Yeah. There's going to be a place to eat. There'll be a cafe.
Oh, fantastic.
At night we'll have activities like bingo.
Yes. And where is it cabins or is it caravans or is it a big...
No, there's cabins. And also at night there'll be an opportunity for you to do some kind of puppetry too.
Puppetry. That is fantastic. Yeah. That is because I love the arts. I love to support
Good.
the arts. So puppetry is, of course, wonderful.
Well, it's a
Would you
certain
do-
type of puppetry.
Would there be any sort
There's
of
dancing. There's disco dancing.
high kicking,
Plenty of high kicking. There's exercise classes.
Yeah, yoga,
Absolutely yoga.
Pilates. Oh well, that hasn't been in. That's an idea I've got for the future.
Right. Anyway, so
That sounds great.
it's
Okay,
a
I'm just
resort.
writing- how much do you want?
Well,
how much do you want?
We need like about 500,000.
I'm writing the check.
But there is one
as
catch.
We speak, but
There's
I'm
one
just gonna-
catch.
I haven't signed it yet, but it says 500,000.
Thank you so much for
Yeah.
it's called Phil's
Phil's.
Nudist Colony.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, well, that's the thing, Neil, is that everyone's going to be in the nude.
What do you mean everyone's going to be in the nude?
Well, it's a resort you go to where
You're saying you turn up to a camp
and you take your clothes off.
and what parts can we see?
Everything. That's why, and everything's in the nude.
So it's all male
No, there's females too.
and kiddies.
There's no kids. There's no kids. It's just we're called naturalists. So we walk around in the nude. We play
Naturalists.
badminton. We socialise. We go paddling in the canoes and stuff at night. We
Dear.
have disco dancing. We have puppetry of the penis for the men if they want to get involved with that kind of thing. They make shapes with their genitals.
Have you done this before?
No, this is a brand new concept because I believe there's a lot of nudists out there, and this is a way to get the nudists together.
What do you feel like when you're in the nude playing? Obviously, you've had some sort of trials. So let's just say you're playing some volleyball in the nude. Then you sit down to the table. Everyone's in the nude. Do you feel good?
It feels great. Honestly, it's how we're meant to be. You're at one with nature. Wearing clothes is an artificial thing that was just created.
You know what? This is the most
Oh, you're going to say no, aren't you?
fantastic idea I have ever heard in my life.
Great.
Because the bank is supporting people getting back
Great.
to nature. We're
Great.
putting money into people
Great.
getting let's just say getting their gear off.
Yep.
And do things happen?
Well, they could happen. I don't know.
So you could go there as a single girl
And
or a
meet
single guy,
someone.
meet someone.
Yeah, absolutely.
Would there be group scenarios? Would there be?
Could be, possibly, yes.
Oh, and how?
We have a hot tub. Several hot tubs.
And you know what? I'm just going to. Let's just say you came in and we were sitting. I'm going to practice it now.
No,
Okay.
well, don't. Can you sign the thing before you take your clothes off?
Taking my pants
No, but I
off.
need the loan.
Yep, and I'm going to take this off, take my clothes off, and
This-
put them in the. Oh my God, that feels fantastic.
Yeah, it
Okay,
does.
I'm going. Stay there. Stay
No,
there.
just sign the loan.
This is the best idea. I'm going to go outside now. I'm going to tell all my staff to take their clothes off. Just stand at the door. Staff, listen to me. Look at me. Look at me. All of you over here. Look. I want this to be the #1 nude bank in Australia. Yes, all of you.
Nude
Yes, take
bank.
your clothes off. Oh, this is a brilliant idea.
Oh, God.
Dear. Well. The alarm's going off.
Yes.
The alarm. Why is the alarm going off?
Oh,
Oh,
the police are coming. Oh, very funny. I don't know.
there I am in the nude again.
Again? The nude bank. What an idea.
I thought he was. I really thought he wasn't going to go for it, and he just.
I thought you were going to say no.
Yeah.
Neil
yeah,
was going to say no.
Yeah, he loves
What?
it.
Well, I'll go. I think Jack Nicholson did the first ever male nude scene. There you go. First ever full frontal. I don't know.
So you reckon he's shown his?
I think maybe in One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, maybe.
I reckon he has got the largest art collection of nudity in the world.
Wow. All right, Sam, what is the answer?
Jack Nicholson once spent 3 months naked in order to prepare for a new role. It was all for a movie called Drive, he said. Jack became obsessed with nudity. He even sat buck naked for interviews for the movie.
Wow.
Does that make you think less of Jack Nicholson hearing that?
I mean, good on him.
You have been listening to Somehow Related with Glenn Robbins and Dave O'Neill.
But do you need that much preparation to do?
I don't know. There's that great story, when with Sir Laurence Olivier.
Yes, and Dustin Hoffman and
they're doing the scene, and Dustin Hoffman. Sir Laurence Olivier plays the dentist, doesn't he? who pulls the teeth out. He tortures Dustin Hoffman.
Does he?
I think he does, doesn't he? What movie is that again?
Because I'm thinking like he had to be
Midnight Cowboy? No.
No.
I can't remember what movie it was. But anyway, Dustin Hoffman said he'd been living homeless for 2 days to get into character.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That's what I heard.
Yeah. And then
Laurence Olivier said,
why don't you just act?
Yeah, but even better, why don't you just pretend?
Yeah.
Grow a beard and pretend.
Yeah.
You know, so
you do love hearing about a method actor, though. I remember when we went over to interview the Lord of the Rings actors, Viggo Mortensen, who played Aragorn, the good-looking guy on a horse.
Yeah.
He would often sleep overnight in the bush, you know.
I know. And it's just... I kind of get it. I mean, there's no doubt that if you spend some time in the world that you're about to portray, it kind of goes into your psyche, into your blood a bit. Yeah. But really...
When I played a drug dealer on Stingers...
Walk up, start. No problem at all.
And I had to hang out with prostitutes.
Yeah.
That's what I did the night before.
Yeah. You know when nudity is embarrassing? And I'll give you a good example. I was up in Noosa and we walked to the national park. We walked out to the nude beach. And you know it when you go to school, or let's say secondary school, or late secondary school, or even university, there's always a guy or a girl that was like the
good-looking one.
The good-looking one.
Yeah.
I remember standing on the beach. I wasn't in the nude. I just stepped onto the beach, and there, the best-looking girl at uni walked up to me in the nude. Hi, Glenn. Hi, and I'm going. Now, was that a statement of
confidence?
Of confidence, or was it just, well, we're in the nude, we're in the nude? I wasn't sure, but she was so confident and breathtakingly beautiful in the nude.
Yes. And you know what happened next?
What?
You woke up. Mum, the sheets are all...
No, it was so embarrassing. And I was letting her know that I was not looking.
Yeah, at her.
You're going, I'm not looking at you, I'm not looking at you, I'm not looking at you.
Memories.
And it's hard. I mean,
if you're in the nude and you walk, you can look. I think it's
Well, when I did Russell Crowe, I didn't walk. I didn't parade around in the nude.
No,
No. And the times I've been to nude beaches, do you reckon? Because I know the guys there, the nude beach. You go up the other end of the beach, and then you have to enter a path, and there's always an old guy, very brown, sitting akimbo. Is that the word?
Yeah.
You're going.
Put your legs together, mate.
Yeah. Could you be accused of flashing on a nude beach?
No.
There's a hypothetical.
No, but you could be inappropriate, though, if you got, if things were...
What's inappropriate then?
What? Stiffy.
Uh-oh.
Inappropriate.
Uh-oh.
On a nude beach. You can't be erect on a nude beach. That's inappropriate. If you saw your good-looking friend from uni and all of a sudden you're nude and you'd get arrested. For sure.
You're telling me I could be arrested for an erection?
Yep.
Oh, bullshit.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Will you?
No.
Put the cuffs on him, Sarge. No, not there.